Hello, everybody. As you can see, Dave is back from Raleigh, Colorado, and we are very happy to have him back here so we can get talking more about some Subaru news. I think that we're going to be doing like a catch-up day because it's just been crazy nonsense. We've been moving 24/7, and I feel like we finally have a beat before we do a bunch of stuff for Boxer Fest. So,
Yeah.
Dave, first, how was Raleigh, Colorado?
Hot and a little bit dusty. Apologies to anyone who's watching. My camera might be a little blurry right now. I think I still have a little dust in there from Raleigh, Colorado that I have to take by the shop and get the compressed air to blow out. But it was a great event. Obviously, we're beyond thrilled for Ethan and Alex for taking home number one in their class, and we're
Yeah.
definitely really excited to have them on in an upcoming episode here very, very soon, guys.
Yeah. We I had a conversation with Ethan actually after the event, and we were talking about potentially a Wave podcast sticker on the back window. And yeah, we were just kind of going back and forth, and I sent him what is like a mock-up. So I just want to put this on screen here for you guys to see. Potential future back window of Ethan's car here. So that would be awesome. I would love that. And I think if, I just love
Wrong
supporting.
placement.
I know. Listen.
Windshield.
Oh man. But yeah, so hopefully, we get to keep getting more involved in ARA, and that would be another huge
Yes.
step for us. STPR, we were on all the doors, we were on the signs, we got to meet some great people, do some great interviews, thought it went really well. Obviously, our booth that we had was great. We had tons of people come up to us. Dave was out doing the hard work in Raleigh, Colorado. Still got a ton of footage from that we're going to be posting, so
Yes.
keep an eye out. And yeah, I think, we're just seeing one of the best times in ARA right now. I think that these cars are just like, we've had these great drivers who are in tune with their cars. We're seeing some really great driving. And I just going from event to event to event, you're seeing them get more aggressive and more comfortable. And like, it's really cool to see how this kind of transforms.
Yeah.
Ethan got up first place on the podium, which we were super hyped about. So yeah, congrats, Ethan, and the Really Rally team. You
And
guys did a great job.
I just have to say, huge shout out. It doesn't matter whether it be, any event, that the ARA throws out. It's a huge shout out to all the logistics. I just have to say that people, I think, often underestimate the people that are behind the scenes that are doing the timing. A lot of these people, keep in mind, I think we have to give a huge shout out to the individuals who are volunteers. I'm sure you have as well, got a chance to meet a lot of these people, and these are just passionate people, man. Like, they would happily stand on the side of the road in, at least for us here in Raleigh, Colorado, it was, I think about, for one of the days, and again, sometimes they're dealing with a lot of days, not just, the actual race days, but one of the two race days was about 98 degrees, so almost 100. And these guys are standing out there and they're timing things, and they're really, the unsung heroes, I think it's safe to say, that really make events like this happen. And so I want to really give a huge shout out and tip my hat, as they say, to all the volunteers, and also the organizers that really put this on. Whether it's, okay, you get a minuscule paycheck that, when I say, covers your expenses of getting there sometimes.
Yeah.
And we're not talking first class tickets here, guys. These people are just really, really overly passionate. And I think that anytime you get to meet some of these people that are, marshals, what have you, they're all enthusiasts. I've met
Yeah.
so many of them that are just through and through. We met a bunch of people at Snowdrift that were, diehard Subaru guys that came out just, thrilled to stand in the middle of the woods in the
Yeah.
freezing cold for hours and watch rally cars go by. And they were technically, doing that on their own volition. But
Yeah.
and also risk. That's another thing that you have to understand. These people sign away liability because um, you got to be quick on your feet, as they
Yeah.
say.
100%.
So I think it's safe to say that these people ultimately deserve a huge shout out that, this is why events like this happen. And they are the true, like I said, unsung heroes of events like this across every event like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. I mean, it's just things are happening so rapidly too. Like, I know Jim Booth, he's putting together like the ARA, like the Rally Hall of Fame and the museum, or, he's trying to really save the records of what's happening here and how the sport's growing, which is awesome. So, we really look forward to the future of this and seeing Ethan continue to excel. We look forward to potentially me making it out to Rally Colorado next year, hopefully. And yeah, there's a potential for me to be in Nevada, in Las Vegas in November, because from what I hear, Ethan is doing a sprint car race, and there's a chance that I could be making it out there. So keep your eyes posted for that. Very excited. I really want to go to
Uh-huh.
that. So, Dave and I have a bunch of Subaru news we want to get into. We're going to do a news break
Yes.
this week. Before we do, a couple things here that I just got to touch on. So, if you guys are paying attention in the Subaru Mechanics Facebook group, you will notice that our cover photo has changed. Well, we had a winner of our cover photo contest, and that was Josh Graham. And this is his throttle built Impreza. And this thing is sick, absolutely sick. And I love this photo, and it came out great. So, Dave, we're going to send him a goodie
Gorgeous.
bag of some stuff and hook him up.
Yes.
And then if you guys are paying attention to the group, we also have our giveaway item that we posted, which is a Subaru themed fishing pole. That is going to be our Boxer Fest item. So once you get tickets to Boxer Fest, you can put your tickets towards this giveaway item. We also have our link in the post. If you want to get tickets through us, it supports us, makes it, better for us at the event. They can see how many people we've attracted to the event. And then other news, we also, as of today, something that happened was in our other group, Super Rare Parts, where we posted the fishing pole situation.
Mhm.
Bucky Lassick said that he's entering to get this fishing pole. Absolutely amazing. And I may just hand deliver one to him myself. So but he says he's entering, so you guys should all enter. And then I told him that if he doesn't win, we should do a Bucky Lassick edition for next year. I think these are
Bro,
sick. I absolutely
that thing
love
is
custom
sick.
stuff. I love one-offs. And I think that if we're going to do a Subaru themed fishing pole like this and it does well, maybe this is a continuation of something we do. Maybe we
Yeah.
try to keep it custom one-off. Because I just, the
For
thing I
anyone
hate
wondering,
about,
Patrick wouldn't let me enter.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not eligible,
yeah.
unfortunately. I could buy 1,000,000 tickets and I still couldn't win.
We I get agitated with the giveaway items because you're at Boxer Fest, you're at Wicked Big, you're there all day, right? And you got to
Mhm,
wait it out to the very end for the giveaway, right? And I've seen people
mhm.
give away parts of Travis's bumper that's signed, like super cool stuff. Bucky gives out cool skateboards that are signed. There's just a really cool giveaway items. And then there's some people that just give away like small gift cards or big gift cards, or like, it's just like, I want cool shit. If I'm going to go to an event and do a giveaway item, is it cool to get a gift card? Sure. But you could give a gift card away for your company on your own time. You could do that through your company. You have followers, right? You have people that want your product. Boxer Fest is like, dude, why don't you guys do a cool one-off thing? Why don't you do something custom? Do something rad. Like,
I just had an idea. We should get, and this is probably easy, even if it's already made now. I'm not sure the production timeline. We
yeah,
should get laser etched on the side, Boxer Fest 2026. I'm just saying.
that would be sick, actually. So this is a mock-up, right? These are the parts that we're getting, but I mocked it up so it looks, together. There's potential, Dave. We can still do this. I
Okay.
think that we
I think
should
we have to
definitely
brand it.
figure that out. I think that would be
Uh-huh.
really cool. So, yeah, keep posted because we're doing some really cool stuff. I think that this is like, again, I wanted to give back to the community in a way that like a lot of other people,
Yeah.
not saying they don't, but like I just think that I want people to be excited to come to Boxer Fest. I want to like look at how many overland builds
Like
there
we
are.
are.
I'm sure a lot of those people go fishing a lot. I'm sure a lot of those people want a fishing pole that when they put it on the back of their Outback or whatever, it matches, right? Like the blue and gold is like sick. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I just like cool shit. So, yeah, so definitely come by our booth. You can see it in person. We'll have it right out front. Come pick up a t-shirt, come say hi. We're going to have a lot of cool people hanging with us. We're going to have the American
Yes.
Veteran Rally Organization, Mike Carr and his rally car out
Yes.
front of our booth. Guaranteed it's happening. And then you may
It's
get
gonna
to
be
see another
sick.
rally car. Tom from OK Rally may also be outside of Rally Sport Direct. So this could be a 2 rally car event. We might get to see some
A
cool stuff. So
twofer?
twofer.
Okay.
So yeah, everybody should come out and definitely use our link to get there. So now dun-dun-dun, news break. Ready? AJ just edited in some cool news break thing. I don't know. We're going to talk about a couple things happening with Subaru. And the first thing that I want to talk about is some of this news is like a month or two old, but I want to just touch on it anyway. Subaru has put together a performance division. It's the product innovation division. And then within it, it's the sports vehicle planning office. And their task is to specifically build fun cars. Now, that's where we got the reveal of the 3 manual cars under the blankets that they're building. I think that this has been in the works for a long time, but I love that they are putting effort towards this. This is something that we talked about with Eric with Dewey from IAG, was that they finally have people in power that care about us, the enthusiasts, people that care about Boxer Fest, people who care about the ARA and how these cars are doing in these events and like how that affects sales. I think that like we are finally in like the renaissance of Subaru. I feel like it's finally happening. We were way up here, in the 90s, peak of Subaru, and then they got into EVs and all this other random stuff, and they started going down, and then they teamed up with Toyota, and people were like, what's happening? Why are we rear-wheel drive? And then all of a sudden, here we are. We've now come back up, and I think the VB platform was kind of like the breaking point of like, we're not selling anything. And we're not selling. It's not working. I don't know what's going on. And so they drop the price. People buy more of the cars. They're taking those cars to ARA events. They're taking them to Wicked Big Meat. They're going on road trips. And people are realizing that they love Subarus and like driving them. They just don't like the price tag. And I know that we've gotten a lot of people in our previous video saying, we had a lot of discussion about pricing and about the cars and everything, and it blew up. And yeah, I just think that realistically, are there good deals out there? Yes. I'm not going to take that away from anybody. I saw your comments. I know that there are good deals out there. I'm not going to say there isn't. I'm just saying that for me to go pick up a WRX off the showroom floor, it shouldn't be $50,000. It shouldn't be $40,000. Like,
It's competing with a whole other class at that point. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's
And
outclassed at that point.
I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but what I'm saying is with this performance division, right? The word fun is being used. This is the fun division. They're building fun cars, right? You know what's not fun is when you have to pay $50,000 to have fun. Not fun, right? Like, okay, if you were to pay for, a car that is worth that, like, okay, no big deal. I get it. But like the trajectory of pricing on WRXs and STIs, right, has increased like every other car. But I feel like it's still a Subaru at the end of the day. It's still a WRX. And even though they're making advancements and they're making better cars, like at the end of the day, like it's not a Supra. I'm going to scream that from the mountaintops. It's not. It's just not. If you pulled
Yeah.
in this new WRX that they're building into a parking lot, right, next to a Supra, and you were like, we paid the same price, people would think you're crazy. They would think that you are insane. If you pulled that's STI that they're building
Even as
into a
good as the
parking lot.
Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive is, which we can both agree is phenomenal.
Yeah,
That doesn't
agree.
make the price it doesn't make the price tag the gap. It doesn't close the gap. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
I mean, you look at VBs or the VA platform, right? You got an
Mhm.
EJ, STI, and it's the same shit. It has been the same thing. It is an EJ. It is all wheel, the same symmetrical all wheel drive system. Have they made little
In different
changes?
body.
Yes. But like at the end of the day, it's the same product. It's the same product. And that's why people love Subaru. But what they don't love is paying more and more and more for the same product. They don't love that. I get that it's going to
And
go up,
I think it's balanced. Like we can all understand that, and I'm not trying to, defend any corporation, not to say Subaru, falls in line with like, big, corporations who are trying to screw you. But I think they're still a big corporation. And yeah, I understand that inflation happens, to a sense. Cost of materials have gone up, all this stuff. But at the same time, you're right. You can't be charging the same or more and more for the same. You have to continue to innovate. And I think that's where the consumer is getting more and more incentivized by the alternative options. I mean, one of the best things I think that Subaru did, to this kind of this point was adopting, a hybrid, option. And that's something we've talked about before is hybrids are we love hybrids. I think it's safe to say here, hybrids are great. You kind of get the
you know,
best of both worlds.
just real quick. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Just for perspective, right? If you want to think about a car that I believe is like in line with where Subaru's at, the Hyundai Veloster N, right? That car is selling for $32,500.
Hmm.
That car is a 2-liter, 4-cylinder, 275 horsepower car. Makes 260 pounds of torque. It's got
Are those turbo?
it's a 6-speed manual. It is turbo, 6-speed manual,
Okay, yeah.
8-speed DCT, front wheel drive, right? Okay, it's not all wheel. That is pretty freaking close to what you get out of a Subaru, and they're charging 32.5.
Hmm. Hmm.
I just like,
And
I, like,
and to their credit, it probably comes with heated steering wheel and cooled steering wheel, heated and cooled seats.
well, that's the thing. Like
mm,
they are building what is like an STI, whereas with the WRX, you're getting like a WRX. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I
Well,
I
and
think that
we've talked about this. At a certain point, you can't turbo the BRZ because it doesn't make sense. If they put a turbo on the BRZ, the price tag goes through the roof and it cannibalizes on the market. It's the same reason why Porsche doesn't make they'll never make a Boxster faster than a 911.
yeah,
They won't. They just won't. They won't from the factory. Can you build one? Yes. Will they let you buy one that's faster than a production 911? No, because that doesn't make sense.
yeah.
They have to have that gap.
So yeah, I mean, they came in 2 different models. They had the 6-speed manual with rev matching or an optional 8-speed wet dual clutch trans. And it's got front wheel drive with end cornering electronic limited slip diff. Like I think at the end of the
There's a
day,
lot of
bang for
tech.
buck, if I was thinking about which car I wanted to get in, I know it's a Hyundai, but I can't even believe I would say this, but like I would get in a Hyundai Veloster N just based on the price tag for what you're getting. Like
Yeah.
it's just like,
The resale would hurt you though. We can't. No one can lie. The resale
okay,
would hurt
I'm
you a little
not,
bit, a bit
yeah,
more.
yeah. Not gonna say it's not. Like, I'm not gonna say that the Hyundai you need to get rid of it before you hit 40,000 miles. But I'm just gonna say,
Yeah.
you know, like you look at the GR Corollas. I mean, they're kind of in the same, eh,
Ooh, I think you have pictures of it. We'll bring this up when we have Ethan on. There was a Corolla GR production recce car there that blew us away. Like the three of us probably stood there for like half an hour going over this thing because it was just like, yeah, it had the roll cage added in, but it really didn't need it for a recce car. They just had it in there. But this,
Yeah.
it was amazing to see the production level of almost a rally car. That's what Toyota was producing with GR. It was unfathomable to see the level that they had with this car.
Yeah. I definitely I had those pictures saved somewhere. I don't know where they went. I know you sent them to me, but
Yeah,
that
we'll
thing
pull them
looked
up.
absolutely crazy. Like I'll have to look for it, but yeah. So at the end of the day, Subaru is doing what they can to bring fun back into the
Mm-hmm.
sport, to bring fun back into production. I think Subaru, it's been 35 years since they entered motorsport, and they started really using homologation to build really cool cars and like to really take advantage of a market that wanted fun cars. And I just don't see where that market has disappeared. I don't see it. And what's crazy is like I feel like
Yeah,
they want you to think that that market has disappeared because the drag strips are disappearing and because all these EV cars are coming out. But like it
Subarus
hasn't.
would never drag cars. Let's be honest. Come on, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
can you
just
do it? Yes, but
I'm just saying that like in terms of like, they're like, where did the market go? It's like because you guys keep pushing us this crap that we don't want. Like listen, do I have a family? Yeah. Do I need a family car? Yeah. I have a Forerunner. I love it. It's awesome. A Forerunner is a cool car. I like driving it. I think that if Subaru
give me four doors with 400 horsepower.
I think if Subaru made a car that wasn't the Ascent, that was that size, I would buy it. But you know what? They made the Ascent and it's lame and I don't want it. And so I just think that like at the end of the day, right? Like the Ascent is more of like a mom grocery getter kind of car. Like, okay, fine. I get it. But like they need to bring the fun back. They were known as the fun company and they made stuff. Dude, like that was part of the whole thing was that it didn't matter what version of
Eh.
Subaru you got. They had turbo models, right? They had the Legacy Turbo, they had the Outback Turbo. They had these cars that even though you were getting a car that you were going to use as a daily or to go to the store or whatever, you could still get it with the heart of a rally car, you know?
True. I
So I
mean,
feel like,
here's my only thought to that. I feel like Subaru is, and you're right. I think they're missing in some ways, but I think they're trying to appease to a generation that's aged, and they're trying to age with them in some capacity as much as aging with the times. And to that point, I don't know if it's blending well. To your point, I think that they're missing several marks, and I think they maybe have to, and maybe we're seeing that in some regards, but they have to internalize things a little bit and go, what, how did we get here?
yeah. I mean, dude, I'll tell you right now, I have not aged in terms of what I like. you know, if
You're still 12.
if Warped Tour was still around, I would still be in the mosh pit there. I would be there tomorrow. I think like there's no question about it. I actually at STPR, we were at our booth and a guy walked by with a 2004 Warped Tour shirt. And I was like, I had to stop him. I was like, dude, no way you're wearing a 2004 Warped Tour shirt. He's like, yeah. He's like, it was sick. I loved it. He's like, I've been going it forever or whatever. And I was just like, I can't. I had to look up the playlist of like who played that year. I was like, this is insane. But anyway, so I think that like for me, I haven't aged at all in terms of what I like, dude. Look at the M20Bs. Look at the Tommy Kairos. Look at the cool shit they used to make. They don't make it anymore. It's a shame.
And we
I
don't
don't
have that
know.
kind of money, though.
We've fallen from grace, dog. Like it's like I just don't know why we can't get back to making one-off stuff, cool stuff. It's like,
Why is it 240 20 grand shell?
yeah, like this thing is on Bring a Trailer, right? I think it's sold. But look at this thing. Look at this thing. I would buy this today if this came out. I would buy this today if this had, modern day stuff in it, whatever. This is absolutely sick. It is a Tommy Kyra limited edition. Dude, how can anybody look at this and not love this? Like,
Do they say
it
how much it
drives,
sold for or no?
yeah, 25, 750. Like, dude, that's it's crazy, crazy. I would have bought this thing. I was like on the fence. I was about to just say, screw my WRX. This thing is sick, you know. But like, dude, like this is the cool stuff. People wanted the parts that said Tommy Kyra, you know, people wanted the ARC in, you know, behind the grill. People wanted to replicate the things that they couldn't get. Tommy Kyra Recaros, are you kidding me? I would die for these, you know, like I think that like these are the parts and the cool one-off stuff that people wanted. Like, dude, look at the top, like I can't even like be around stuff like this. It's just insanity to me. So, you know, I think it's just insane that like things like this exist and like they're
Yeah.
still selling, you know? Like here's another example. This is another one that just sold. Look at this thing. Brother, you're telling me that if you went to your local dealer and this thing was sitting on the lot and it was like fully like a 2026 edition version of something that like had some updated lights and wheels or whatever, you wouldn't be like, what is that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what, when did we lose our version of what cool is? And I get it. We talked to Dewey at length about cafe laws and how they can't make small cars anymore, but like, brother, I would make 5 more cents if it meant that we could make one more of these. You know, I would like, I would
I just
take
don't
it.
think, again, I don't think people would buy them because you know what? When you compare that spec for spec, you know, even, you know, as much as we respect, you know, the culture of the collector element of something like this, that thing would probably lose to a Nissan Sentra
Listen, I'm not
from
talking
nowadays.
on,
Like it's
but
it, it's it,
that's what I'm
that
saying
thing's
in terms
crazy.
of
And
like
that's
updating,
where
right?
the
Like,
culture of the kids, you know, want this, and we're over here. The kids are over here. You know, like,
you
we
know,
couldn't be further away.
I've said it before that there are examples of these companies doing throwback stuff and it works. And one of those companies is Ford. Ford did the let me pull it up here. So Ford brought back the Bullet Mustang. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
We
Hmm.
talked about it on the podcast before, but like everybody wants an old car. Like they want they want it to feel new inside, right? You want the nice new seats, you want the AC to work
You
the way
want
it's
disc
supposed to
brakes.
work. You want disc
You
brakes,
want
right?
disc brakes.
Like you want
You want 'em.
you want modern things, right, in the car, but at the end of the day, like you want it to have some of that old style. And the coolest thing I thought about the Bullet Mustang was that interior wise, they tried to keep it as close to like what you would get. So, um, let me pull up a picture here. So hopefully you guys will be able to see this. This is a 2019 Bullet Mustang. Let me see if I can zoom in. Or let me do this. There we go. So when you get in a Bullet Mustang, right? It's got the logo on the wheel. They do a cue ball shifter, and then the dash where the speedometer is, it actually changes to like a throwback speedometer that looks like the original one in the original Bullets. So like inside the car, they did like a really cool version of like, okay, like let's like appease to the people that we know love this stuff. They love the older cars. They love the feel of them.
But they know they have to sell to new buyers too.
Yeah, this is kind of a bad example because I've seen some that look a lot better interior wise. Like they did like the brown leather and like a wood speedometer and stuff, which
Sure.
was cool. But like still it's the same concept of like why can't Subaru just do like some of the old, some of the new, kind of like put their take on things. And I feel like they just have walked away completely of like aftermarket concepts of stuff. It's like,
Bring the Baja back.
yeah, dude, they had such a market when the Ford Maverick came out and all these little trucks were coming out. They had the market to bring back the Brat. It would have been amazing.
Just
You
saying.
know,
Just saying.
that was a missed opportunity, 100%.
They had their opportunity. It
Yeah.
was staring them in the face. You're right.
You know, the little trucks were doing huge. They were doing really big. So, um, well, Dave, I think it's time for the other part of our news break here. Now that we've ranted about Subaru, Subaru, if you guys didn't know, about 2 months ago, this was posted. On top of all their recalls, you've got Forester sunroofs flying off of cars. You've got weight stickers that are wrong that they had to replace on 550,000 cars. Now they've got 450,000 cars that have electrical problems. Subaru got into a class action lawsuit about their electrical system because the cars would not turn off fully. There's basically a module in the car that would keep sending electricity to a coil pack, I believe. And essentially would kill your battery or cause the car to drain, or, just a bunch of randomness that was going on. Well, this affected 21 to 22 Outbacks, 21 to 24 Foresters, 21 to 23 Legacies, 21 to 23 WRXs, 21 to 22 Ascents, 19 to 23 Crosstreks, 19 to 24 Crosstrek Hybrids, 22 to 25 Forester Wilderness, and 19 to 23 Super Imprezas. So don't love it. I feel like Subaru has been caught in a lot of recalls recently. There's been a lot of and again, is it the end of the world? No. You're going to go into Subaru for an oil change, right? They'll say, "Hey, we got to put this sticker on your car. Hey, we got to fix this electrical issue." They're just going to do it while you're there. But I think that it's now they've had the cat recall, which they tried to get me with, but I could have just taken it home, I guess. They had the cat recall. They've now had the electrical recall. They've had the sticker recall, and Subaru had the sunroof recall. Those are all in the last couple months. So it's is it production that's doing these things? What is going on?
The sunroof
Subaru?
one was a manufacturer issue, and that was a sublet kind of deal, at least from what I read to it.
You're telling me they're not making their own sunroofs?
They don't have a glass factory,
That's fair.
You'd be surprised if you lift up the underside of almost any bicycle seat you've ever purchased on any manufactured bicycle. It probably stamped on the bottom says 4 letters, VELO, Velo. They're a corporate manufacturer chain for seats for bicycles. And you're pretty much hard pressed to find a manufacturer that will produce your seat for cheaper than them. So that's why everybody from big manufacturers, small manufacturers use that product. And so that's the case, I think, with any manufacturer when it comes to, hell, we all know Subaru's not making tires. They're commissioning that from whoever, Bridgestone, whoever gives them the better deal. I don't think anybody makes
tires.
Yeah. But the current issue, I think, from my understanding, has been a long time coming, simply put. And it really stems from their the way they're no relation to Tesla and Elon Musk, but their Starlink system, as they call it, their onboard system, or rather the DCM system. What that basically does is that does not go to sleep. And so your car, if you go away for 3 days, which is not, egregious, time, to be away from your car and not drive it, it might be dead. And we've encountered this for several years now. Fortunately, we've looked at it pretty clously, and it's a pretty easy fix, simply put. And that's kind of the irony behind all this is that, and I'd be interested as well to see what Subaru's official fix, so to speak, for it is. But we came up with a fix. It cost all of about, let's say less than $5 in parts retail, to buy. And pretty much what we've constructed is, for anyone who's not familiar, there's what's called an add-a-fuse. And so if you look on the screen, it basically helps you add a circuit to something else, and it kind of piggybacks off of that main power. So if you'll see you in the diagram there, you have kind of A and C are connected to the power directly, and then you have your main fuse, and then your supplementary fuse. So what we figured out was, well, if your normal fuse is between C and D right there, we're going to take that fuse out, and we're going to put a fuse between A and B for an add-a-fuse, and we're going to take that wire E and we're going to run that to a circuit that is only key on, and we now reverse it. So again, sorry, you have to flip the fuse. So everyone who's looking at the diagram, where the power comes in on A is now actually the negative, and then B is where we send the power in. So we pretty much take that add a fuse, we reverse it, and we flip its function, and we have it basically remove a fuse because there's no fuse between C and D. There's only a fuse between A and B, and we're now powering that circuit off of what we want.
Yeah.
It
You know,
literally takes 30 seconds for us to plug one of these in.
yeah. I had to use one of these for my car when I went to STI seats in my WRX because they don't have power seats in the WRX. So I had to use this as a new circuit for the power seats, and it works great. Can't complain. But yeah, it's cool that you can flip it so that basically it's not always on. It's more of like when you want it on. So
It's in reverse, exactly. You're going, instead of from A to B, you're going from B to A.
yeah.
And you ignore C and D entirely.
Yeah. So if you go to Subaru and you pop your fuse panel and you see one of these in there, then you know you've been got. They recalled you without you knowing.
Again, I'm curious to see what their fix is, because we've been doing this for years with every confidence, knowing what we're doing. We've even checked the circuit that we're tapping into. We go to the extra length to making sure. And again, when I say we're tapping into, there's several what we call auxiliary spots in a fuse box that aren't even used. So instead of seeing two spots where you could even plug a fuse to make it work, there's only one spot. That means it doesn't have that circuit. Well, that spot might actually be key on power. So we're just piggybacking off of that instead now to power that DCM Starling system, which again, we found out very quickly because a lot of people early on in this problem were just, oh, the easy fix is remove the fuse. Okay,
Yep.
that sounds easy. Guess what? When you want to make a phone call hands-free, you lose your microphone. Fun fact, we found that out. The microphone's on that circuit. So you lose number of things other than just the Subaru Starling system. You lose certain things that actually are kind of usable for the car. And so we don't want to disable that function. We want to retain that function. We just don't want it powered all the time. It doesn't need to be. Simply put, as Subaru's acknowledging here with this, there's an easier fix for it, is just making sure it only powers on when you put the key in and after you turn it.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I think that it's such an easy fix that they'll probably take care of it real quick at the dealer. But
I'm sure.
in terms of some of these other recalls, I feel like it's a little, the sticker's pretty straightforward.
I mean, from a dealer level, it's probably annoyingly not as simple as ours, humbly, but it's probably going to consist of a new harness configuration of some sort. So they're going to have to basically pull the fuse box up, unplug some stuff. Who knows the extent of how far they're going to have to unplug? They might have to replace the whole engine wiring harness. Unfortunately, hopefully they don't. But honestly, shamelessly for any Subaru dealer techs, you guys will make bank on that, or you should. Even if they give you warranty time, you should be able to knock one of those out pretty quickly. But still, it's still an annoyance that it should be an easier fix. And that's what we've developed, is simply open the fuse box cover, plug it in, and we're done. As opposed to, they're probably going to have a new harness in some capacity to change where the actual feed is to that circuit and make it seamless from the underside. Again, we're doing it from the top side. Again, not talking we're running wires all over the, through the place, through the window. We're just talking about, we're going it from the simplest, Occam's razor, as they say, simplest approach, possible. But I get how the manufacturer has to kind of dress things up a bit more.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we're going to see some big changes due to this. I feel like they don't want to have 500,000 cars recalled consistently anymore. I think they're going to be going over, and like, it's Japan, right? So like normally they're very like, oh, like our production needs to be like perfect. We need to be on top of our quality control. And it's like, these are big things getting through the cracks. So I think that Subaru corporate is probably looking at this being like, how did we mess this up? Like,
somebody's
Crazy.
probably already fired.
Yeah. Oh,
Just saying.
the other thing is, as you guys have been following with the Baja, um, Dave is gonna send a sample out to Blackstone. We're still working on that.
We have a
Um,
sample. Yes.
but it's dead, and we will not have any more guessing how many miles this thing has on it because it is toast. But I think that we're gonna start planning a different experiment, maybe a different thing we'll try. Maybe not on the Baja. Maybe we'll figure something out. But I kind of liked
We
having
had some
something
ideas.
that we were doing that we could like kind of like follow the process. I thought it was fun. And a lot of people loved it. I was getting like constantly comments and texts of people being like, "Where's the Baja at? How far we made it?" So I think it was great. I think that maybe the downfall of the Baja was that it was about 10, or it was just about like 2 years, maybe a year and a half, and like we just didn't drive it that much. So I think maybe that's like
Well,
part of what
yeah,
happened.
that was a
But
big thing, especially in the last 2 months, because as we've mentioned, we moved shop to a new location, and so that Baja really didn't get touched for a couple of months,
yeah,
surrounding that. And again, not dismissively, but we just didn't have the time. We were
yeah.
busy moving the entirety of of an auto repair shop, which is not easy. We're still settling in for
Well,
anyone who
listen,
wants to
it
know.
was it was for science, and now we know the science. So, Dave, Dave Nye, the science guy. Now, so,
Yes, I love
um,
it.
well, Dave, do you want to fill people in on why you're going to be awake in about 4 hours?
Yeah. So I'm still packing stuff. I got all my bags here. I'm still trying to get everything packed in. But yeah, we're gonna be heading out to the annual Dynamic Open House and trading event. So it's an exciting time. We're really looking forward to it. It's a great collective of enthusiasts that really come from across the country. It's just like any event. It's surprising to see the people that come, from so afar. I mean, I may be mistaken, but I'm almost positive there was someone last year that actually drove all the way from Alaska, if I'm not mistaken, to come to it. And I think that's what's really special about the community in general. And it doesn't just encompass Subarus. It encompasses the true car culture that, hey, people are willing to drive across the country to see a friend once a year, and hang out with a bunch of, like-minded enthusiasts, and we're really excited to go out again this year. We got some fun things planned. We're definitely looking forward to a little bit cooler weather. Fingers crossed, not to jinx
Same here.
anything, but
Same here.
yeah, it's supposed to be on the cooler. I think you're in the same kind of let's call it weather stream that's coming for this upcoming weekend. So it's going to be a little bit cooler as opposed to last year. So we're definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, above all, just looking forward to hanging out with other car community enthusiasts, whether they be Subaru enthusiasts or not. Well, we're all in this together, and we all really love cars, and I think we all have a story to tell, and that's something that I really enjoy, is getting to meet other people and hearing that story.
Yeah. Dude, I can tell you that I am praying for a cold Boxer Fest because, oh my God, they push it back every year, right? It was in August originally, then now it's in September. It is
Yeah.
so freaking hot. Like, dude, last
Oh my
year,
God, I
do you
know.
remember how brutal that was? It was like, oh my God, you're like in a parking lot just baking for like the entire day. I just
I'm pretty
need
sure we all got heat stroke. I'm pretty sure we all
I'll
got
take
heat stroke.
I'll take a breeze, like I'll take like a cloud, I'll take anything. It was like everybody got
We have
sunburned
we
like
have we all have awnings. Let's have a little drizzle, a light drizzle.
yeah.
That'd be
Yeah. Yeah, it was just insane. I don't know. But yeah, I think we're going to call it there. We'll let Dave get some sleep before he takes off. And we just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a news break here, a little update from Rally Colorado. Like I said, we do have some content coming out from there, and then we are also working on getting some other type of videos out for you guys. We do want to put out some of our coverage of these events and just kind of
Yes.
get into a little bit of a different rhythm of stuff. And then we're still going to do our normal nonsense as well. So I want to do another Jeopardy episode, which was really fun last time we did it, and
Yes.
just test some other stuff. So
I need redemption.
yeah, that was brutal, Dave. But yeah, maybe we'll bring on Jim Booth for a Jeopardy episode. I feel like he would know a lot, so that would be kind of cool. But
Oh,
we'll have to figure that
I'll get
out.
killed
I gotta.
again.
My plan is maybe like every 10 episodes we do a Jeopardy episode. I think that'd be fun, or some kind of
I like
thing.
that.
So anyways, thanks for checking in. Use our link
Yes.
in the Super Mechanics or the Rare Parts group to get tickets for Boxer Fest. If you come to the booth,
Please.
I will sign anything. I'll sign your forehead. I will sign your butt,
Babies.
whatever you want. I'll sign it. At this point, I'm open to putting my signature out there. I was asked one time at Snowdrift, and I've never gotten over it. So I think Dave and I are excited to be there.
Will sign babies.
I will sign your baby. I'll baptize him. No,
Yes.
I can't do that. No.
Actually, no. We're not legally covered for that, I don't think.
Yeah.
But he will sign your baby. Facts.
Imagine our Boxer Fest booth just has like a basin, and I'm just like, come bring the baby. Stick a Subaru logo on his forehead. Approved.
We actually, I don't know if there's enough time. We gotta get some of those temporary tattoos of the wave.
Yeah.
Idea?
Yeah. I'm gonna get a whole back tat of the wave, just across my whole back. Just
okay, let's go.
Oh my god. But well, anyways, we thank you guys for sticking around.
Yes.
We will see you guys at Boxer Fest, and keep an eye on Dave's page too, Simply Subarus, for his trip to Diode, and follow him. So we love you all. We'll see you guys later. That's a wrap. Congrats to Ethan and Really Rally on the class win. Boxer Fest tickets are live. Use our link, come find the booth, and enter for that Subaru fishing pole. Follow Simply Subarus for Dave's Diode trip. Love you all. See you on the next one.